We judged 15 motorcycles based on nothing but the stereotypes their riders give off. And some of these are brutally accurate. From screaming sport bikes to luxury couches on wheels, each one reveals who you really are, whether you like it or not. So buckle up. If you ride one of these bikes, we're calling you out. Let's go. 1. The Honda Grom. If you ride a Honda Grom, you have chosen pure, silly fun over everything else. You are not trying to break speed records or look tough. You are here to laugh while going 45 miles per hour with your knees tucked up by your ears. A Grom says you do not take yourself or riding too seriously. You are the kind of person who would take their bike through a drive-thru or ride it onto a sidewalk just to find a better parking spot. You have probably tried to do a wheelie, even a small one, and you have definitely made a normal trip to the store feel like a tiny adventure. The Grom is like a cartoon character on two wheels. People might laugh when they see it, but they are also a little jealous of how much fun you are having. You prove that you do not need a huge, expensive bike to have a good time. You value joy more than you value showing off. A Grom rider knows that the best rides are not always the fastest ones, the ones that make you smile the most. But while you are focused on having the most fun per mile, some riders are only focused on covering that mile as quickly as humanly possible. 2. The Suzuki Hayabusa. Riding a Suzuki Hayabusa tells the world you have a deep personal relationship with speed. You do not just want to be fast, you want to be the reason other fast things look slow. You do not care about tight corners or fancy features. You want raw, mind-bending power that makes your eyes water and makes other drivers nervously move out of your way. Your motorcycle's speedometer goes to a number you will probably never reach, but you love knowing that you could. You do not gently ride through a corner. You blast through straightaways like a rocket. A Hayabusa rider is all about flexing. You might be a serious racer in full leather gear or a casual rider in a t-shirt, but either way, your bike is a legend. People know the Hayabusa. It is a bike that looks like it is breaking the speed limit even when it is parked. It is big, it is heavy, and it is unapologetically built for one thing: going so fast it feels like you are about to travel through time. Still, all that earth-shattering speed can be a bit loud and flashy for some who would rather trade raw power for pure, undeniable style. 3. The Triumph Bonneville. If you ride a Triumph Bonneville, you are cool, and you do not have to try. You bought your bike because it looks like it belongs in a classic movie, parked next to a coffee shop. You appreciate things that are timeless and well-made. You are not interested in being the fastest or the loudest. You are interested in looking good and enjoying the journey. The Bonneville says you have good taste. You probably own a nice leather or waxed cotton jacket, and you think about the character of a motorcycle. When a super-fast sport bike with neon colors zips by, you just take a calm sip of your coffee. You prefer to ride at a relaxed pace, taking the scenic route instead of the highway. You park your bike carefully, making sure it looks just right. You are not trying to keep up with trends, because your bike is the trend. It is a statement of class that says you value style and history over noise and speed. Of course, not everyone wants to be so calm and collected. Some riders wake up in the morning and choose pure, unfiltered chaos. 4. The KTM Duke. Riding a KTM Duke, no matter the size, means you have a wild side. Your goal on a ride is not just to get from one place to another. It is to cause as much excitement as possible along the way. Your hand is always ready to twist the throttle. Your front wheel seems to lift off the ground by itself, and you consider it a good day if your back tire slides just a little bit. A Duke says you love energy and hate being boring. You probably wear gear that is as bright and loud as your bike's engine. You talk a big game about going to the racetrack, and you lean hard into every single turn, even the one into your own driveway. KTM bikes are known for being aggressive and a little bit jerky, powerful engines and stiff frame. That is exactly what you wanted. You do not want a bike that is easy and comfortable. You want a bike with attitude. Duke riders jump into everything head first, riding like they have something to prove, even when no one is watching. But while you are proving how wild you can be, another rider is quietly proving that you do not need all that modern technology to have a soulful experience. 5. The Royal Enfield Classic 350. If you ride a Royal Enfield Classic 350, you were not looking for a fast bike. You were looking for a bike with a soul. You do not care about numbers on a page or how far you can lean in a turn. You want a motorcycle that shakes a little, makes a satisfying thump-thump sound, and feels like you are riding a piece of history. This bike says you enjoy the ride itself more than the speed of the ride. You are the kind of person who waves to everyone on the road and will happily chat with strangers who ask about your bike, and people always ask. The Classic 350 is a conversation starter. You might own a leather bag and think that old-school goggles look cool. When someone asks how fast it goes, you just smile and say, "Fast enough." You do not mind. that it is heavy, or that it vibrates. You see those things as part of its charm. You are not chasing an adrenaline rush. You are chasing a feeling, an atmosphere. Your bike is honest and simple, and that is just how you like it. However, some riders are not looking for a simple atmospheric ride. They are looking for a razor-sharp tool built for one thing: pure, high-revving performance. 6. The Yamaha R6. Riding a Yamaha R6 sends a very clear message. You are all about speed. You are not looking for a comfortable seat or a place to store your groceries. You are looking for the thrilling scream of an engine revving to its limit. This bike says you are young, a bit of a risk taker, or maybe just feeling like one. Your driver's license is probably in constant danger, and the sides of your tires are more worn out than the middle. You talk about going to the track more than you actually go, and you think that going under 100 miles per hour is just warming up. If your friends cannot hear you coming from 3 blocks away, you feel like you have let them down. But here is the secret about the R6. It is a serious machine. If you truly know how to ride it, it is an incredible performance bike that deserves respect. If you do not, it will teach you a lesson fast. Either way, when you show up on an R6, you are not trying to be quiet or blend in. You are there to be seen and heard. 7. The Honda NC750 EX. If you ride NC's 750, you have reached a level of wisdom that other riders can only dream of. You do not care what anyone thinks about your bike, because you know you made the smart choice. You have traded horsepower for amazing gas mileage, and you have swapped aggressive looks for a secret storage compartment where the gas tank should be. This bike says you are practical and have thought everything through. You know exactly how many miles you can go on a single tank and how many bags of groceries you can fit in your front trunk. Many NC750 EX models do not even have a clutch lever, using an automatic transmission instead. When other riders make fun of it, you just smile, knowing they will be stopping for gas long before you. You are the person who nods politely when a loud bike revs its engine next to you, because you know your bike is reliable, cheap to run, and does its job perfectly every single time with zero drama. You do not need flash or noise. You just need a bike that works. 8. The Harley-Davidson. Riding a Harley-Davidson means you believe in tradition, a deep rumbling sound, and the idea of freedom on the open road. You do not ride a Harley because it is the fastest bike. You ride it because it feels fast, even when you are just cruising in a straight line. Your boots are heavy. You might have a chain on your wallet, and you believe that loud pipes save lives. Owning a Harley says you value heritage and respect. You want to win the admiration of other riders in the parking lot, not win a race on a track. You love shiny chrome and tough leather. You have either been to the big motorcycle rally in Sturgis, or you dream of going one day. You are not just a rider. You are a Harley rider, and you make sure everyone knows there is a difference. There is a real sense of pride that comes with owning one of these iconic American machines. It is not just about the bike, it is about being part of a legendary club. 9. The Kawasaki Ninja 400. If you ride a Kawasaki Ninja 400, you are probably smarter than people give you credit for. You have heard people say, you will get bored of that small bike in a month, but you know the secret. The Ninja 400 is a fantastic and fun machine. This bike says you are a calculated rider who cares more about building real skills than showing off with big, loud engines. You chose a bike that teaches you how to corner properly and brake effectively without being so powerful that it is scary. You are either new to riding and learning the right way, or you are an experienced rider who understands that you do not need 1,000 cubic centimeters of power to have a blast. You looked at the cost of gas, insurance, and new tires for bigger bikes and made the sensible choice. While others are blasting down straight roads, you are smoothly navigating twisty back roads, getting better and better with every ride. The Ninja 400 is light, easy to handle, and often underestimated, and you are perfectly happy to be the one who proves everyone wrong. 10. The Ducati Diavo. Riding a Ducati Diavo tells the world you refused to make a choice. You looked at powerful sport bikes and relaxed cruiser bikes and said, I will take one of each, blended together, and make it Italian. This bike does not just get noticed, it makes people stop and stare. Owning a Diavel means you are both incredibly stylish and proudly impractical. You love the dramatic roar of its engine and the powerful surge of acceleration it delivers. You do not just park your bike in front of a cafe, you make an entrance. You are not trying to fit in, you are trying to stand out. Let us be honest, you have probably worried about how much it costs to service, and the bike's complex electronics might still be a bit of a mystery. But the Diavel is not about making a logical choice, it is about presence. It is what you get when you demand the performance of a sport bike, the riding position of a cruiser, and the looks of a supermodel. It says you are bold, a little bit crazy, and you look amazing. 11. The custom chopper. If you ride a custom chopper, you are not just a rider. You are an artist and a rebel. You did not buy your bike off a showroom floor. You, or someone you deeply respect, built it piece by piece in a garage. Your motorcycle says that you do not trust big companies and that you value uniqueness above all else. There is not another bike on the planet exactly like yours, and that is the whole point. Your hands probably have a bit of grease under the nails, and your bike is never truly finished. There is always one more thing to change or improve. Riding a chopper says you are willing to sacrifice comfort for style. Your bike might have a hardtail frame, no rear suspension, a wild-looking front end, and a seat that is little more than a thin piece of leather on a metal plate. It is probably loud, it probably vibrates, and it might not always be reliable. But you do not care. Every nut and bolt tells a story. You did not just buy a motorcycle. You poured your personality, your sweat, and your creativity into a rolling piece of art that screams independence. 12. The BMW GS. If you ride a BMW GS, you are either a genuine world traveler or you just like to be prepared for one. Your bike is loaded with expensive electronics, GPS systems, and enough aluminum luggage cases to carry supplies for a week-long expedition. Riding a GS says you believe in being ready for anything. You have toolkits, first aid kits, and tire repair kits, and you probably have a plan for every part of your ride, even if that plan is to not have a plan. You are part engineer and part adventurer. You appreciate function over fashion, and you will proudly wear the same durable riding jacket for 10 years because it still works. You might not actually ride your bike on dirt trails very often, but you love knowing that you could. That capability is what matters. When someone makes fun of your big, bulky adventure bike, you just smile, because you know their motorcycle cannot do half the things yours is designed for, even if you never ask it to. 13. The Suzuki SV650. If you ride a Suzuki SV 650, you probably do not need to prove anything to anyone. And that is exactly why you are likely faster than the riders who are trying desperately to show off. You do not talk a big game. You just quietly and skillfully carve through corners on a bike that is famous for being one of the best deals in motorcycling. Riding an SV says you are a smart, skilled rider who knows a good thing when they see it. You get a fantastic engine that sounds great, a frame that handles beautifully, and a riding experience that feels like it should cost twice as much. You do not care about what brand is the most popular. You have probably been underestimated by riders on fancier sport bikes, only to expertly pass them on a challenging road. Your riding gear is well used, the edges of your tires show you know how to lean, and you leave your ego at home. You bought a bike that is fun, reliable, and respected by those who know. You are not trying to make a statement, you are just trying to have a great ride. 14. The Yamaha MT09. Riding a Yamaha MT09 means you are not a subtle person. You like your rides to be loud, aggressive, and a little bit wild. The MT09 does not gently hum. It growls and feels like it wants to jump out from under you. Its powerful engine is famous for lifting the front wheel off the ground with a quick twist of the throttle, whether you meant to do it or not. The MT rider loves this chaos. You chose this bike because you wanted something with a ton of personality. You wanted an engine that delivered its power with a punch, making every ride feel exciting and a little bit scary. Your riding gear might be a mix of different brands, and you ride with a confidence that suggests you are a professional racer, even if you are just going to the store. The MT09 is not a refined, polite motorcycle. It is a rowdy, thrill-seeking machine for riders who want to feel a rush every single time they get on the road. 15. The Honda Goldwing. If you ride a Honda Goldwing, your priorities are clear. Comfort is king. You have officially graduated from motorcycle rider to long-distance touring commander. Your bike is not just a bike. It is a two-wheeled luxury car with heated seats, a sound system, cruise control, and maybe even a reverse gear. This bike says you have been riding for a long time, and you are completely done with being uncomfortable. Your main goal is not to look tough or go fast in a corner. It is to be able to ride across 3 states and still feel fresh enough to go out for dinner. You have storage for a week's worth of luggage, cup holders for your drinks, and more buttons and gadgets than a small airplane. People joke that it is a couch on wheels, but you do not care. While younger riders are stretching their sore backs at a gas station, you are calmly planning the next 300 miles of your journey. The Goldwing is a statement that you value a smooth, comfortable, and endless ride over anything else.